All right, let us see what we have for this week. Right, so last week I was calling a buy on this trade because this was a historical low and price have never really come down here before. I still believe that this market just wicked me out, right? I still believe that this market still has the potential of creating even a new higher high, right? But we'll just decide to see this one out. I'll just decide to see this one out this week, right? Just because I don't know what is happening, right? There's a lot of fundamentals, and I don't know why this market will continue selling even to a zone that's never really gone down before. So I still believe it will buy up, even maybe this new week. I'll still pay attention to it, but I'm not really going to be adding it for the pairs for this week, right? Next pair, Euro Gbp. So let's delete everything and let us see what we have. So daily time frame on Euro Gbp is bullish, right? It's bullish. Weekly time frame is also bullish, and 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame is also bullish, right? So all three time frame are bullish. So we should be looking for buys on this market. Since the three time frame are in sync and is bullish, we should look for ways to continue buying with this market, right? Now, to me, I don't really like how the market is behaving right now, and I don't know why this market should be selling, right? But let us see how we can play this out, right? All three time frames are bullish, and but the momentum currently is actually still bearish, right? So let us see how the market looks. So it only makes sense for us to wait for a break and retest above here to buy, right? So, but I can barely see any area of interest on the daily time frame. I don't know whether it's me. I can barely see any area of interest on the daily time frame. I think maybe we'll see this one out. 4 hour time frame. Let's see if we can get at least a 4 hour area of interest. I can barely see anything here, right? Next pair, please. So this is another pair that I took last week, and this pair is just a very frustrating pair, right? So I took this pair right here earlier that day or something. It was almost a take profit. It reversed all the way back, even to draw down, and now is in a little bit in profit. But the problem is that the trade took 5 days and it's still basically at break even. It was just the same thing as not even taking a trade that this week, right? So let me show you why it's so frustrating. If you look at this right here, you can clearly see the momentum of the market has been strong, right? Has been strong. Look at here, very, very strong moves, very strong move. It took price about 4 days to create almost 120 something pips, right? It took price just about 4 days, or no, 3 days to create about 122 pips to around 129 pips. But when I entered, you can clearly see that it took 5 days for price to be at break even. That is ridiculous, right? But I'll continue to hold this particular trade, right? I must see how it plays out, right? Cannot waste my time for free. So, of course, I'm still looking for this market to continue selling this week, right? So, I'm still holding this trade. I'll continue to hold this trade, right? I must get the final result on this trade. Next pair, we have Nzd Cad. I don't have any pairs so far. I haven't put any pair for the week so far. So let's just continue. Nzd Cad. So let's delete everything. I want to see this clearly. Nzd Cad. The area of interest is this, right? So this is the area of interest we will be using. Price shifted bearish, so the daily time frame is bearish. The weekly time frame should also be bearish, so clearly bearish. The 4 hour time frame is the 4 hour time frame is technically still bullish or bearish. So I mean, we still need price to close below this low clearly for it to be clearly bearish. But this time frame, by the way, still looks bearish overall. But market structure still says here is the higher high and this is the higher low, which means we still need to close below this low. And we have closed below that low, it's just that it's too tiny for me to make any major decisions, right? So good enough so far, right? Good enough so far. 1 hour time frame. Let us see what we have there. All right, so 1 hour time frame. It will make sense for us to wait for a break and retest under this level. The reason is that when we have that break and retest, the 4 hour is also going to shift bearish in total, right? So if you can have this break and retest under this level, right, like this, the 4 hour is also going to shift bearish too as well, and then we'll continue selling this market, right? So this is actually good news for my trade because it's the Nzd pair. It simply means that I'm expecting Nzd to be bearish this week, to be weak basically. So this is the first pair I'm willing to take for this week. So that is Nzd Cad, right? First pair, Nzd Cad. Gbp USD, let's go. Let's see what we have. Let's delete everything. For our daily time frame, is bearish, right? This is the lower low, this is the lower high. We needed a retracement to somewhere around this level to sell. So let us use this as our area of interest. So daily time frame bearish, weekly time frame, weekly time frame also bearish. 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame is currently bullish, right? This was a low, clearly broke above that level, right? But I believe that this market will still sell. It's basically creating the same price action it did around here again, right? So let us see if you have a clean market here to buy or sell. So the daily time frame was, the last candle was a doji, which simply means price that is reacting from this area. But it has done it previously like this and it didn't play out, even here too, right? So you also still need to be careful, right? You also still need to be careful. So am I adding this pair for this week? I will make a decision about that. Maybe you can have a cleaner break and retest like this. I'll be interested in taking the pair sales. The trade is pretty much ready somehow. So well, let's just add it as a second pair for the week. I'll still decide on it later. Aud Jpy. So Aud Jpy daily time frame. Let's delete everything. Aud Jpy market structure, first of all, is too volatile for some reason, right? Area of interest is going to be this one right here, and price have rejected from area of interest, and the time frame is bullish, right? So the time frame is bullish, price has rejected from the area of interest. Weekly time frame, I don't like weekly time frame because of these dojis, right? You can see it's clearly very volatile this past week. 4 hour time frame is still bearish. 4 hour time frame is still bearish. We could possibly wait for market structure to form a cleaner price action. Even if price have this break, price is still bearish, right? So I don't know how to play this market, right? So I'll be leaving this particular one, but I can still see something here, like a minor support level right here. to have a break and retest to buy. So this trade will be risky. It will actually be a risky one because the 4 hour time frame is still bearish, right? The daily time frame is bullish, right? And the weekly time frame is very confusing, but it's bullish actually, right? It's just that all these weeks, they are not really good for the trade. These weeks right here, they're not really good for the trade. It clearly shows a clear rejection from this price area right here, right? So it's not really that good for the trade. So I mean, this is what could potentially play out. So I'll just add it for this week to monitor it. I don't know yet, right? AUD USD, a missed trade, simply waiting for a retest back into this area to sell, clearly happened, but did not really take the trade because I was in Nzd USD. Like I said, this for the rest of this month, for the rest of this year, I'll just be taking one trade per week, right? Because a lot of fundamentals are happening right now, and I'm not a fundamentalist to know every single repercussion of all the news. I just know a few that I relate with, right? So let's continue and see. This particular pair haven't made any major decisions in the past 5 days. Price is still basically around that same level. I'm not trying to risk it, right? Next pair Euro AUD, right? Euro AUD is clearly bullish on this time frame, daily time frame, right? Weekly time frame, that volatility again. 4 hour time frame is bullish, but the strength at which the sellers are coming back to area of interest, I don't really like it, right? Because it could actually just continue selling downwards, right? So we also need a slowdown at this area, and then maybe a doji or something for us to continue buying with this market, right? So I believe this market should buy, but I don't like the momentum of the sellers coming into the area, right? So 1 hour time frame, so we just know that this is a strong area price can react from, but we don't know if price is going to react from that area. Cad JPY next pair. Daily time frame. I'm not interested in this market. Gbp Usd. Daily time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame should clearly be bullish. 4 hour time frame also bullish. So where to buy? No area of interest, nowhere to enter. There's just nothing. Next pair, Euro NZD. Daily time frame. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with GBP NZD. Right, so next pair, Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD shifted structure to the upside. That's why we didn't sell this market eventually. So let's see what we have now. Still bearish here on the daily time frame, right? So this is the lower low, this is the lower high, right? So the daily time frame on Euro USD is still bearish. Weekly time frame is bullish actually. 4 hour time frame is bullish, so we don't have two time frame in sync on this pair. USD JPY. Weekly time frame is bullish. Daily time frame is bullish. But area of interest we can't get anyone. So next pair, Nzd Cad. Alright, Nzd Cad is bullish on the daily. It clearly broke above this high and we're having a retracement. Last candle was a doji candle reacting from some form of demand, right? Or area of interest. So area of interest must have at least 3 touches. So clearly it has 1, 2, 3 here, right? So 4-hour time frame is bearish, right? So 4-hour time frame is still bearish, but we could have some form of shift right here to buy. Price has bought from this area before. He bought again recently. There are still chances that this price might still buy from this area again. Sometimes the third taps are actually, good, or some form of extra confidence. So where to enter? Are they even 2 time frame in sync? So let's see. 4-hour is bearish. Weekly is bearish. There's no 2 time frame in sync. There's no 2 time frame in sync on this pair, so there's no need to even try and do anything there. Aud card next pair. Weekly time frame bullish. Daily time frame bearish, right? And then 4-hour time frame bearish as well. Area of interest this is going to be hard. This week is not looking good. Area of interest is so hard to find now. I don't know why. The best you can see is this one right here. To potentially have a break and retest under here to sell. But of course, the area of interest, the 4-hour area of interest, is not that strong compared to the daily area of interest. Next pair, let's add Aud card to the list first. Next pair, daily time frame all over the place. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? It's bullish. Weekly time frame bullish. 4-hour time frame bearish. From the start, I didn't even like the pair. Right, let's just go to another pair. Euro Gbp. So tired. Euro Gbp. Same thing with some pairs that I just ignored. Gbp Jpy, pretty much the same thing. Gbp card. Gbp card daily time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame is bullish. 4-hour time frame is also bullish, right? So can we use this as an area? We could use this as an area to buy. Let us see if we have multiple rejections from that area. For some reason, I don't like this market that much. but it could still play out. It's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade. It could still play out. Let me add it to the list. And AUD CHF last pair. A lot of volatility this last week. Let me recap on the pairs I just saw this week. Nzd Cad was the first one to potentially continue selling, so I like this one. Right, so I think this is one of the cleanest ones. So Nzd Cad is almost like a left head right shoulder. We are waiting for the break and retest to continue selling, right? Simple. Next pair, Gbp Usd. So I'm sure this pair is actually still all over the place, but the time frame is bearish, right? It had a retracement back to area of interest. The last candle was a doji reacting under EME, still inside area of interest, and it has the potential to sell. Since we are under, we were under area of interest, it came to area of interest and sold, right? So it's basically the same thing I'm trying to see right here, right? So could play out. It's also a good pair. Aud Jpy. I don't love it, I don't hate it, right? But it's also a risky one. The reason is that 4-hour time frame is still bearish. For us to look for a break and retest under here, the market is still bearish, right? So even if we get that break and retest under here, the market will still be bearish until price close above this high, until price gets to around this level right here, before price will now be bullish. So it's a risky one, and the reason is because market structure might still be bearish, right? So as you can see from the EME is still up, by the way, right? It's just a sign to show you that this market is still bearish, right? And we are looking to buy. Risky. But the reason we are still looking to buy, you can see how clean a daily time frame looks. It's a break retest, and it had a major liquidation grab, or it's a very long wick to the bottom. It's almost like a rejecting major area, rejecting EME, right? This is, so it could have a potential of going to the upside, right? So that is that. AUD Cad. This is the daily time frame. I'm pretty sure we are not using the daily time frame here. Let's see how the 4-hour looks. So the 4-hour time frame is pretty much, we are waiting for a break and retest under here. So we are using the 4-hour area of interest for this one. And the last pair, GBP Cad, could have a reaction, a comeback to this area of interest and have a reaction to the upside. So I mean, that's the pairs for this week. I'll create a shorter version of this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel, guys. It's absolutely free, and I'll see you guys in the next one.